I'm back for the Atlantic Division predictions for the next season, for the upcoming season. This division only had 3 teams out of the 8 make the playoffs, so not very good. I think it is one of the weaker-ish divisions in the league. But I think there's some teams who have improved quite a bit. I think we could see as many as 4 teams, maybe even 5 make the playoffs this year from this division. Behind me right now, I have how they finished in last year's standings. Tampa finished the division. Boston came in second. Toronto third. Florida was fourth. And this is where the divide was for the playoffs. Those 3 teams made it. Florida, Detroit, Montreal, Ottawa, Buffalo did not. So how do they compare this year? Alright, so I think this year it's going to be a little bit of a different finish. I think Toronto has made the most improvements and the best improvements, not only in this division, but maybe even in the league for the entire NHL. Getting Tavares, and I think that is in itself all you really need. Matthews is a year better. Marner is a year better. Marlowe can still play. Nylander needs to sign a contract. Kyle Dubas is in charge. He seems like he knows what he's doing. Freddie Anderson is one of the most underrated goalies, I think. Their defense. If their defense can hold up, they will have no problem finishing first. Alright, for the second place team in this division, Tampa Bay. I think they will finish second behind Toronto. They finished first last year. They pretty much stayed the same. Not a whole lot changed. The biggest change they had was in their front office with Steve Yzerman stepping down as the GM. How that affects on the ice, I don't know if it will, so I think they will continue on the same path. They have one of the best defensemen in the NHL in Hedman. Kucherov, Stamkos, Palat, Braden Point. I think they have a very, very good core up front. Tyler Johnson as well. So I think they'll finish in second. The third place team is where it kind of gets interesting. So last year, Toronto finished in third. This year, I think Florida's going to take that third spot. I think they make the playoffs. It really depends on their goaltending. I think James Reimer, it's pretty much his job to lose. Luongo is an excellent goalie. He's Hall of Famer in my opinion. But I don't know if he's going to start that many games this year. Health-wise or whatever, I don't know. The addition of Hoffman I really like. They were a couple points shy of the playoffs last year. I think they get in this year with the addition of Hoffman. But we'll see. And this is where I think the fourth team will make the playoffs. I think 4 teams from this division will be making the playoffs. The fourth place team, I had Boston. I didn't expect them to make the playoffs last year. I thought they were going to miss by quite a bit, and they proved a lot of people wrong. I do think they'll take a step backwards. I don't think they have that great of defense. We'll see how that goes. I don't think John Moore and Yaroslav Halak are going to light the world on fire, even though they're 2 of my favorite players. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I think Pasternak will continue to show he's one of the best players out there, and I still think they'll make the playoffs. I think they'll be fighting for it, though. Fifth place, I'm going to take the Buffalo Sabres. They have to improve at some point. This rebuild seems to have been going on since 1999. I hope they can get over the hump. I hope they can kind of get back to the playoffs. It's been a while. 2010 or something like that. Jack Eichel needs to stay healthy, though. Their additions, Rasmus Dahlin, we'll see if he's the real deal or not. I think he is, but you never know. Casey Middlestat's a really good player as well. I think they can do it. I think they'll be fighting for the playoff spot, and I think they could be the surprise team in this division. Moving on, number 6, these guys, the Montreal Canadiens. I don't want to cover up their jersey while I'm talking about them. That's just rude. I think they are in a full-blown rebuild, whether they want to admit it or not. Pacioretty's gone. Galchenyuk is gone. There was questions about their first-round draft pick this year, if he was the right guy for them. No more PK Subban. Like I said, Galchenyuk's gone. Price next? I don't know. If Price can stay healthy, they can compete. He can steal games. He can steal them a season, even. He's that good. But I am not confident in them one bit going forward for this year. Number 7. The Detroit Red Wings. And I think, even though they just signed my favorite player to the tryouts, I don't think Jokinen's going to make them a playoff team. Realistically, that's probably not going to happen. I do think they're embracing their rebuild the correct way. They have been a franchise who have been known to win and build the right way. So I think they will lose and build the right way as well, if that makes any sense. I think they're going to take their time with their rebuild. I think they're going to do it smart, and I think it'll be in a few years they'll get back to being, the Detroit Red Wings that make the playoffs every year. We'll see how good Philip Zadina is. I don't know if I would want to rush him into the NHL, even though a lot of people think he is ready for the NHL. No point in rushing him. Detroit has a very good history of not rushing their players. So I hope they take their time with him as well and develop him right. And last but not least, like I said in my Metro preview video as well, I did this about an hour before the Karlsson trade was announced, and I still had Ottawa in last place in the Atlantic. And then the trade was announced, Karlsson going to San Jose, and Ottawa has not moved. There's nowhere lower for them to go. Overall, I think they're probably in the bottom 2 in the NHL next year. I don't think they have a very good future ahead of them. I think they have a really rocky road ahead. I don't see Duchesne or Stone staying there very much longer as well. I hope Cody Ceci gets out as well. He's a good defenseman who a team would love to have. Not very good. Even if they finish, say they finish 31st overall, they get nothing out of it. They get the first overall pick, but Colorado gets it from the Duchesne trade. So there's really a no-win situation here in Ottawa going on. I think they are screwed for a little while here. We'll see if they can dig themselves out of the mess that they put themselves in. Should be interesting. Alright, so that is my predictions for the Atlantic Division. Just a little quick rundown how I think the teams will do. Up next, I will probably be doing the Central Division. We'll switch over to the Western Conference here.